on the scheme that we're running, on the project, how it works. I'm not going to say anything about the results. We've made some progress, but a long way to go, but I can do if anyone's got questions. And then I'll say something about some conclusions and what went well and what didn't go well. Next slide, please, Cara. So yeah, so energy at home, the background to this was we kind of needed something to build on for this. And so we kind of launched energy at home back in 2015 in response to the government's Green Deal. I forgot what it was called now, the Green Deal scheme. And so, and that involved a new scheme called Energy at Home, sustainability and housing working together for the council. And we procured a commercial delivery partner for that. And it was, it had quite a lot of success, but there were a lot of challenges and there was quite a lot of learning from that, which we've tried to incorporate more recently, now sort of things have started moving again. We used Green Deal Communities funding for that, and for like the able to pay kind of, or the non sort of fuel poor kind of market, and also the NEA Warm Homes grant for warm healthy homes. So one thing I wanted to mention was through Energy at Home is we've all through the last 10, 15 years, we've always had a council grant for affordable warmth to assist householders which meet, energy vulnerability and low income criteria with achieving affordable warmth. And that's been a small grant either to pay for measures or towards other measures, to top up other grants. So that's been really important to provide some consistent funding to keep something going, whether it's advice or whether it's measures. So that's been a feature of Energy at Home since 2015. That's kept going, even when the Green Deal Communities stopped. Energy at Home, the good thing about it is it's kind of a sort of a name, and it's a single point of contact for residents. It's got a telephone number, which is staffed now by in-house officers, previously run by the CSE. It's got an email address, it's got a website. And what it does is it provides information to try to get conversations going about energy efficiency, just a place where you can go to find out a bit and to see what the next steps are really that you need to do. It provides signposting and it provides grant referrals to our scheme. Next slide, please. So when the LAD LAD scheme came along in the summer, it was kind of we felt it was a good opportunity. So Bath and North East Somerset Council have been very supportive of retrofit and carbon reduction and reducing fuel poverty. And we've got climate emergency carbon zero by 2030 declaration. So this was an obvious way to try to get something going again, provide some incentive. And also what we thought we'd do is try and build on the existing affordable warmth grant that we had running, which I mentioned previously. So what we've done for the last 2 years is we've been running that with our locally procured home improvement agency, We Care. And the benefit of that is that they've got existing contractors on their books that they use for other types of work, home improvement agency work, and they use caseworkers to help manage the grant process. So what we did was we discussed it with them. We kind of tried to come up with a design of a scheme to work with the LAD proposal. So we added a retrofit assessment to the existing affordable warmth grant process. We offered a greater range of measures and some more larger amount of funding. We already had with We Care, they already use local contractors as far as possible. Well, entirely really, in the southwest. And so we tried to develop that a bit by finding some more contractors that would do this type of work. And I'll come on to that later. And all the contractors, they go through the We Care approval process to be vetted. Next slide, please. So the scheme design, what happens is, the council put out the publicity, We Care put out some publicity, we use our existing channels, we use a few mail outs, all our existing contacts, just try to get main publicity out. The key message is there's a grant available for low income, low energy efficiency homes. Contact Energy at Home. Referrals go to We Care, and then they go out to invite applications from those applicants, landlords, tenants, or owner-occupiers. Once a valid application has been received, a retrofit assessment's booked in. That's a visit to the property, a discussion with a survey, discussion with the occupier owner, eligible measures are agreed, and then a quote is obtained by We Care for the measures. A contract is drawn up and the measures are installed, a completion visit's carried out by We Care, and then We Care pay the contractors. So very quickly, that is the process. So just that gives us an opportunity to liaise with contractors or through We Care, through being on the We Care list. It gives us an opportunity to look at the house as a whole initially, engage with the householder, just I think as a kind of longer term measure, and try to put the right measures in first. It allows us to sort of manage the process for the customer, some of which are vulnerable and on low income. Not all low income vulnerable, obviously, but there's an overlap with the LADS project with that client group. So that helps with that. Next slide, please. So in terms of conclusions, I mean, so the last scheme was very successful in many respects, but it did leave us with a lot of headaches and we had problems. And we managed to narrowly avoid a reputational risk to the council when the commercial partner went into administration near the end of the project. There were also quality issues. The commercial partner that took over, they really got us out of a bit of a hole, but there was also quality issues there. So I really wanted to try and avoid that risk this time round, and so trialled the Home Improvement Agency model through the Affordable Warmth Grant, and then stepped it up for the Local Authority Delivery Scheme. We've got the advantages of the caseworker there. There is a significant lead-in period for setup, which we needed to build in, but we are working through things now. The process is quite long for the customer, but the advantage is hopefully they get a good service and they have a retrofit assessment built into it. There is the contractors issue has been a problem. I mean, we've got just enough contractors, but we do need to get some more. But that's not easy. It's really useful working with agencies like Retrofit Works. Future Proof. So especially through Energy at Home, we can refer able to pay to that scheme. Publicity and communication. So I think that has been quite a challenge on limited resources. We inherited a website, we've made some changes to it. It was good to start with, fortunately. But the communications is really key. And we've had quite a lot of feedback from customers to say that they would like a bit more information about the detail of the scheme we're offering. So we've developed an FAQ that we're soon going to go on our website that goes into a bit more about what you can expect if you join the scheme. And that's also going to be sent out to customers on first contact. I think that's the main things I wanted to say. In terms of commercial partners, we're also on the 1B scheme, luckily enough, we're working with a social housing provider for an element of the scheme, and we are working with a commercial partner there, Qbot, which would be interesting to see how it works. In terms of members, the scheme's been very well received. Like I say, I think we're pushing against an open door. Well, I mean, it's more about meeting the expectation of the members, councillors really, and trying to do what we can with the resources we've got. So we really will need to get more resources for this scheme if we are going to develop it the way councillors want us to. But that has been very helpful, had a lot of support. We are, the main thing, the next job really, I think, is to try to see this scheme through, continue to work closely with We Care, keep trying to develop the supply chain and try to make a start of improving our own council resources by trying to appoint a retrofit coordinator to work on schemes and developing the supply chain. Thank you.